Hi, I'm Rick Villegas, and in this video what I'm going to do is share with you some things that I've learned using the resistance bands. I'm going to lay the foundation for all the equipment that I use, what you can do to get started for under $100, and how you can start exercising, starting slowly and then building up to a point where you can maximize the muscle growth. Right now, what I'm going to do is show you my equipment that I have. It's under $250. You can have the same thing, or you can get started with as little as $100, just using these simple resistance bands. What I'm showing you here is all the equipment that I've used in the last 4 months to get my results. This includes this wooden dowel that I showed before. And I started with this, but after a couple months, the resistance was quite a bit, and I was concerned about it breaking, so I bought this galvanized pipe, sanded it down. It's 36 inches, and it is not going to break. This piece of board I use for seated rows. See the handles here? They're about $30. I bought 2 sets of bands. You can see that the largest one goes from 60 to 150. I liked on the other bands that it had the resistance. This didn't, so I just got a permanent marker and wrote it on there. And it goes from that to the smallest is 20 to 35 pounds. I put numbers on it because when I do my exercise routine, I just write the number of what I used. So there's 2 sets of those. There's actually 5 in each set. I already had some gloves. These are the ankle straps that I use for leg workouts. And then this is a really handy thing. It's called band barrier. And what happens is I use this to put my bands in when I do the chest press, because sometimes it's awkward getting it on there. And I use 2 bands to do a chest press, so I don't want them slipping around and moving around. So I put this in there, and then all I do is lay that in there, and then it has Velcro and it comes together. So that's real handy. That's probably about $12. The ankle straps are another $10 to $12. I have a platform that I made, and a lot of this comes from X3. They had a platform, I think it's 12 inches by 18 inches. It's metal. I made this with wood. It's 18 inches by 24 inches, about 1 inch thick. I got some 80 grit sandpaper and sanded it all around so it was really smooth, so it won't damage the resistance bands. I got a couple of 2x4s. I had smaller ones, but it was still kind of rubbing on a rug, so I got 2x4s and use that. And I put the bands down and then just lay this just like that, and I can step on it and do my exercises. Okay, a mirror is nice. You don't have to have one, but I use it for my form, make sure it's correct. Some other things that you'd want to get are a mat. I have a couple of pillows, and then I use 2 chairs. You can use kitchen chairs. You want to get some that are solid, not folding chairs, but I do dips on those, and then I also use it when I do my leg exercises. So that's the complete set. Now you'll notice that I have this setting on my bed, and the reason why is because this is a important part of the workout equipment. Because what I do is, this is pretty solid. It's attached up here, but what I do is I attach the bands to this post. You can see a high, you can see it middle, down here, and then down at the bottom. And so with this one I do rows, I do leg exercises here. This one I do my pec exercises, chest exercises, and then up here I do my tricep exercises. So you can, if you don't have a bed, that's where that thing that goes in the door comes in handy, and I'll show how to use that. So basically, I had the mat, the pillows, the chairs, obviously. I have this that I wrap around some things so that the bands don't get worn. But you can get, if you don't have any of this, you can get all of it for about $250, which is actually about less than half of what it would cost you to get the X3 or some other equipment online that would cost you about $400 or $500. If you don't have a tall bedpost, I'm going to show you what you can use to do leg exercises or other exercises like for your pecs and triceps. So this is the door device that I told you about before with the sheath, okay, that I like using. So it's very simple. You just open the door and then this slides underneath here. And I would recommend putting it close to the hinges, but I'm just going to have it in the middle here. Also, ideally, you'd be on the other side of this door so it doesn't accidentally open as you're doing exercises. But just going to just demonstrate here. So then what I do is I take this and I attach it to this ankle strap. And I like this one because it goes under the heel right there. So when I'm doing these exercises, it doesn't go up my leg. And so I put the Velcro on, and then there it is. And that's why I have a chair here. It's nice to just kind of put my hand on this, and then I can sit and I can do this, these leg biceps. And obviously I can put more or less resistance on whatever I need. So this works the back of the leg here. I can also take this and it comes off easily. And I'm not going to do it right now, but you can put it in the door right here, and you can put it at different heights along the door. So it's very versatile that way. Instead of using the door device, I use the bottom post of the bed, and I can do the same exercises. Let me just show you this. It works the basically your gluteus maximus, your leg bicep, back of the leg. I like this because the X3 program doesn't have anything that I've seen for these parts of your body. They do have it for the thigh when you do the squat and the deadlift. So here's what I would do. This is a bigger band. It's a 50 to 120, so it starts out at 50, but then it goes to 120, the full resistance. And so you can just do this. I try to keep my knee somewhat stable and just bend at the knee, you can see. And that's why I like this strap that goes under the foot, because it keeps this from sliding up or down the leg. Other exercise you can do, and this one this is where I do need a chair. I kind of bend over more, and I keep my legs somewhat steady. I don't keep it straight. I have a slight bend to it, but then I just kick back like this. You have to vary the resistance, play with the bands to see what you can do with it. Okay, this is how I do seated rows. So you can do this also with this door device, but what you would do is you'd put it in the door and you basically double it like this, and then you would put a bar, which I just use as dowel. I have also the galvanized one, but I like using this, it's a little shorter. But you'd use this, and then you could do the same thing as what I'm going to show here. So all I do is I take this, I like this because I can brace my feet against it. I put it up against the bottom part of the post. I wrap this around it. Okay, and then I just turn it and then place the bar inside it. Make sure it's about spaced equally. And then I just put my feet against this, straighten my legs, and then I can do a seated row. So I keep back straight. This is 50 to 120 pounds, but because it's doubled like this, I do the same thing with a chest press. It's same. It basically doubles it. So it's actually, instead of 50 to 120, it's 100 to 240 pounds when it's fully stretched. So this is quite a bit, but you can vary this, put more or less, whatever works for you. I like this because you can do a closer grip or a wider grip. And this dowel works perfectly fine for that. I also have these. They're pretty nice to use also. I just put it like this, and then I can vary the grip, so it's like this, like that, so I can do that. Also, if you want to do a drop set, which means you've done as many of these as you can. And so what you do is then take this off, put it aside, you take the other band, and you do this as quick as you can, wrap it around it, and then you're ready to go for this next one. Okay, and so this is lighter, and you can then do some more sets like this. What I'm going to show you is how I use the platform, and you can use the bands in different ways with the platform. And so this is a larger platform than the one that comes with X3. Mine is 18 by 24. I believe theirs is 12 by 18, so about half the size. But what I do is I just lay this down. And what I like about the larger size is I can use a couple of different bands, so I can go from one size to the next without having to change it out. And then I lay my second one down like this. And then what I do, just because I like to take care of my things and make sure it lasts as long as possible, I put this cloth over it like this and then lay down the top portion of the platform. Okay, that way it just rubs against the cloth, but you don't have to do that. I've sanded it, it doesn't need to be done. So I'm going to take it off just for this, but I usually have that on. So then I put this on, and now I can do exercise with two different bands. I can do a drop set. So there's different things you can do with this. I'll show bicep curl. And so what I like about this, I use this one, and I also use gloves if I have heavier resistance bands on, but I'm not going to use it for this. All you have to do is just take this and I just stretch it, and you just go through the resistance band, and that's all I do. I see some that wrap it different ways, and but this is the simplest way. I take a little bit of a step back so that my toes are where the resistance bands are, so then it won't rub on my body. And then you can do a wide grip or a narrow grip, whatever works for you. The X3, I love the bar, but it's only about 19 inches wide, so it restricts you to about this grip. And there's some things I like a wider grip. So I take this, and then you can just do curls like this. See, there's no problem, just like that. Okay? And then it's easy to just switch from that one to this next one. It's all ready to go. That's my Jende Conyer. She likes to exercise with me. And so then I can use a lighter one. Now I'm going to show you what you can do also with this. And since it's a larger, it's 24 inches, I can step back. So I have my toes about right there. If I'm right like this, which is about what you have to do with the X3 platform, it kind of rubs up against your belly, but when I step back a little bit, I don't get that. So now with this one, I can do overhead presses. So I take it up like this, and then just do overhead presses. I can also do squats. So I take the heavier one for that, but just demonstrate. So all you do with that is bend down, put it across here, and then just stand up. Okay, and that's squat. So you can see it's quite versatile like that. Now if I'm doing deadlifts, what I want to do is double the band. So I can take this off, and now I take it and I just lay it across like this. Then lay the platform back down. Now what I like about this platform is I can use it like this, or I can use it like that. So the wider portion of the platform will create greater resistance, and I can change the resistance like that. So I take this, and this one is 50 to 120 pounds, but double like this, it's 100 to 240 pounds. So it would be equivalent to starting off with 100 but then when you stand up, it's close to 240 pounds. Okay, so then you take it like this, place the bar through it, like that, and then what I like to do is make sure that it's in there good. I just, okay, and then you can do a deadlift. It's really, you can feel the weight right here. And then what I like to do to get double work out of this, I'll do a shrug at the top. So go down, up, shrug. And that's it, pretty simple. Here's a variation that you could do with the resistance band and the bar, is instead of just placing it and having one point of contact like this, which I do with all my exercises, it works just fine, I've never had a problem with it. But what you could do is you can approximate the X3 bar by placing it over it like this, and then drawing it through this bottom part and pulling it so that the bar is like this. Okay, so now you got this wrapped around like that. So you can put your hands in it like this, and then with this you can either put it on a platform, or I'm just going to step on it with both my feet. And now I've got more resistance because it's stretched more. And then, oh wow, that's pretty. I could do a curl. So you can use it that way too, and use different exercises with it on the bar, like this. Or you can grab it from the outside. This one's closer. This is how you can exercise your triceps. So the X3 program has you putting the band around your neck, but you don't rest it on your neck, you rest on your traps, which are the shoulder muscles close to your neck. And then you put the bar here, grasp it, and then you pull down. Okay, and that works the back of your arm. And it's okay, but I really don't like doing things close to my neck, especially as old as I am, if something slips. So what I do instead is I use this pull-up bar, and I'll show you how I exercise my triceps with it. What I've done is I've taken the resistance band and I just place it over the pull-up bar, and you can see here it's just looks like this, okay? So then I open it up here and I take my bar. I'm just using the wooden dowel, but I use the metal one, doesn't matter. And then I put it in there. I have it about 8 inches apart. And then what I can do with this is I stand by it and I just press down. And this is a lot better tricep exercise for me. I can put more bands on there, you know, obviously change the resistance to whatever fits for you. Here's something else you can do, obviously pull-ups with a pull-up bar, but you can do assisted pull-ups with your resistance bands. So all you do is take a resistance band. I use this one, it's the 50 to 120. You can change it if you need more. If you can't do a pull-up, you might want to get the bigger one. But take whatever works for you, put it, grab it, just drape it over, then pull it through. Okay, so it's like that. And then I just make sure it's in the middle, and then I just pull it down. And then what I want to do is do as many pull-ups as I can without the band. And so I'll just put it there so it's out of the way, and I'll do as many pull-ups as I can. And then when I've done my max, I'll take this, pull it down, and then I put my knee in it. You can step on it if you want, it'll give you more help. But I put my knee into it, like this, and then I can go ahead and do several more pull-ups. And so that's really helpful. Obviously that works a lot of muscles, your biceps, here, chest, so it's a really good overall exercise. Working my pecs or my chest muscles is really easy when you have these tall bed posts. If you don't have the tall bed posts, what you can do is you can take this door thingy and attach it on there, and you can place it anywhere on the door, whatever height. I have it at this height, but I could move it anywhere along here. And so you can also do it with that. This is why I also like 2 sets of bands. It lets me do this, plus it lets me set up exercises in sequence so I can go from one to the other without having to take the bands and change it out too much. So what you do with this is you have them on both sides if you have 2, but if you only have one, you just work one side at a time, so you can still do it. So you can also put more bands on. You can see I have 2 bands on this one, okay, for more resistance. So I just stand here, and I work my left side, and then when I've done as much as I can, I take that band off and I just continue. Okay. With 2, it's real easy. You just take this and take it. And what I do is I would put one arm, so this one, the right arm is over the left, and then I change it left arm over the right. What you can do also is you can go higher or you can go lower. Okay? And then if you want to increase the resistance, you just step forward more, and that's a lot more. Decrease it, step back. So that's the pec exercise. This is how I set up the chest press. And this is why I like this. Also, I wear gloves when I do the chest press because a couple of times the bars slipped out of my hand and hit me in the side. Not a good experience. So this helps me get a better grip on it. So I like this because it keeps the bands together, and I can put more than one band on when I'm doing the chest press. So how you do this, pretty simple. Just take the band, you put it in here about in the middle, and you take the other one, place it in here, and then all you do is just fold it over. It's got Velcro. You put it on. There. And that's it. Now what I do is I take this bar and I'll put the thicker one in first, and then the thinner one. Okay, so now it's set up like this. And I just put it over my head, let it go through one arm. Okay, get it positioned there. I put it so it's below my shoulder. And then I just put the other arm in like this. And then I'm pretty much set. Okay, just like that, got it adjusted. Okay. So then with this, you just push it out. So like that, it's quite a bit of resistance. And you just do as many as you can, like this. And then as soon as you got your max number of reps, what you can do is just quickly do a drop set, take that one off, and then get ready and do it again. And that's the chest press. I work out 6 days a week. It takes me no more than 30 minutes, usually 20 to 30 minutes, as opposed to having to go to the gym. I'd spend just 30 minutes going to and from the gym, and then working out for another 45 minutes to an hour. With the resistance bands, I've got better results. I feel better. My joints are feeling great, and it's just better all around. I'm really sold on these. When I'm done with this, what I do is I just place them on this handle like this, and I just walk in my closet and place them on there, and then I'm finished. So again, I hope this has been helpful for you. I look forward to seeing you in other videos.